Oh, no, whatever. All right, I'm making the commitment now. I'm gonna vlog all day tomorrow. There we are. We're vlogging. Ugh. Right, Tum Tum? So today is Sunday. That means today is podcast day. But there's also a lot of time before the podcast. Got some projects we may look into doing. Particularly going to Lowe's and looking into some new faucets for our bathroom. Also, I'm getting a hard drive in, a new hard drive for my PC. Just did some upgrades to it. I broke my motherboard recently. Here's the motherboard right there. That's what I broke. It's supposed to look like that right there. So the new motherboard came in. But I still need to get a new hard drive. The hard drive that I had before with the other motherboard is a few years outdated, so it doesn't go into the M.2 slot. That's the fastest slot on the motherboard, which is why I bought the new hard drive. So anyway, what do you think, Tummers? What do you think? Yes. This pool table cover used to be an absolute mess. There was stuff all over it. It's dark. But finally got the PC going. It's not really much to see from this angle, but yeah, the new motherboard is in there. Also got some new RAM. So upgraded from 32 to 64 gigs of RAM, which has been nice. This is the motherboard I've got. And so far, it's worked out pretty well for me. So we're gonna get to all that stuff today, the podcast, go to the hardware store, but first, we gotta get a workout in, so that's what's next. Transition! Workout done. Moving on. Working hard or hardly working? Sorry. Come on, Pudge. What are you doing? Get to work. You too, you lazy bum. What's your excuse? Huh? Hey Google, turn on the light. So today is Sunday, which means it's podcast day. I host a podcast, if you didn't know, every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific. It's on a separate channel. It's on the Hafey Digital Podcast channel. The podcast is called the Hafey Digital Podcast, obviously. And I talk about camera gear, photography, video editing, video production, the creative process, just random projects that I'm working on, all sorts of things kind of in that space. So if you happen to have some free time on Sundays, I'll leave a link in the description below. You can come watch the podcast live. I produce it just by myself with my little studio here. And currently it's about a little after 11 o'clock in the morning. What I'm gonna do now is take the photo that I need for the thumbnail and get the live stream scheduled so that it's up there and just kind of lets people know that I will be going live around 6. So we're gonna do that now. And the vlogging camera here is gonna be part of the thumbnail. So this is my little framing that I'm doing there. We're gonna put it in the thumbnail so that I can say, hey, that thumbnail, it was from this vlog, and vice versa. It's a bit meta, but whatever. So here we go. We're gonna do this here. Change the focus a little bit. The new SSD has arrived. I'm shutting down the PC, and we're gonna try to install this thing and see if we can get it going. No, leave it. Tum Tum. Hey. Here, leave it. So, I need to be very careful here because the thing that broke my last motherboard was removing the graphics card. I just got to make sure that I'm very careful to unlatch it correctly. Where's the latch? Oh boy. Also, I suppose I should probably remove these cables here. All right. Success. All right, so the next step is to remove this housing. This is, I guess, what kind of like protects the SSD, so I gotta take that out. This camera. Forget it. It is 1 terabyte 970 EVO Samsung SSD. Blah blah blah. Let's put her in. Okay, the SSD is installed, the graphics card is back in place, everything should be good to go. So now we need to hook it up and do a couple things when it's booted up, and hopefully we'll be able to switch everything over from the current SSD to the new one, and we'll be good to go. So let's get this thing hooked back up. Back in place. Good. All right, so everything looks good. The other hard drive, the new hard drive, is being recognized in the BIOS. So now I guess the plan is we got to clone the drives. We got to take what's on this crucial drive and we got to put it on the Samsung drive and then somehow make it read the Samsung drive. So that's what we're going to do next. Well, assuming I did everything correctly, the cloning of the SSDs has begun. It's going awful slow though, so hopefully it doesn't take too long, but we're on our way. Well, we are up and running, just doing some health checks and things of that nature. I did have to remove the old SSD in order for it to boot up to the new SSD. For whatever reason, I couldn't change the boot order in the BIOS, but regardless, everything seems to be up and running. The only issue I'm having currently is that when I cloned the first SSD to the new SSD, it created a partition on the new SSD. I'm assuming because the new SSD was a 1 terabyte drive, where the old one was a half a terabyte. So it just created a partition. So I need to find a way to delete that partition so I can have use of the full drive. But the computer's running. Everything seems to be working fine otherwise. So mostly a success. I'll take it. And with that, it is time to go to Lowe's to buy some faucets. Are you ready?
Not anymore.
Well, too bad, let's go. So the project for today is new faucets. We've had these ever since we got the house. They're a little bit old, a little bit rusted in some places. So we just got some fresh faucets, which we're gonna install now. Okay. You know, there's nothing really that interesting about faucet installation, so I'm just gonna cut to when they're both done. Well, the reveal's gonna have to wait until another day or later tonight or something, but we've got these water line connectors that have these sort of clamped little fingers on them, and you can't just unscrew those to put the new water lines in, so we have to replace this connector part altogether. So another trip back to Lowe's is in order. If you ever want to get super smooth footage, get you one of these. It's been a while since I've rode this thing, so I'm not super skilled on it, but you know, you get it going. Combined with some in-body stabilization, you can get some buttery smooth footage. Ready? All right, here we go. The stage is set. Everything is set up. Cameras are on. The live stream is scheduled. Tum Tum is making noise, and we are ready for a podcast. So let's vlog during a live podcast. All right. Hello and welcome to episode number 24 of the Hafey Digital Podcast, show for creators, makers, and doers, where my goal is to help you make to the max. My name is Ryan Hafey. Talking about vlogging today. I forgot that this was on. We're going to be vlogging a little bit of the live podcast. And I'm going to be editing this into an upcoming vlog. So go to my main channel, links in the description if you want to see that video, which hopefully will be posted within the next couple days. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. So here's the finished product. There you go. This project was actually kind of a bitch because we had to replace the push-pull connectors under the sink. So that was a pain. I got a lot of water on me, and I am dirty, and I'm sweaty. And that's where we're going to end the vlog. So here you go. We're ending the vlog with faucets. Good night.